So, when I was talking a bit about Jurassic World Rebirth, I did bring up the D-Rex and how I thought it was it was a pretty cool idea at the time. Like, I really do think it's a cooler idea than the Indominus or the Indoraptor, because in a weird way it makes more sense than those characters or those creations on a multitude of levels. And I thought I'd just kind of, and I know some people are already like, ugh, another hybrid, can we do something a little more different, please? Like, is it so fucking hard not, to do something different? Why can't we do something different? And I understand it. I mean, yeah, you gotta sell these toys and gotta sell that merchandise, I get it. And to see another, thankfully this isn't a hybrid, this is a mutant. And I actually appreciate this more than the actual, like, Irex or Indominus or Indoraptors. So I'm gonna talk about some things of, like, why I think the D-Rex works better than the hybrids, and why I think it makes more sense. Now, as we know in this storyline so far, is that this is, I guess you could call it Site C, and we know that this is where they kept, this is where InGen kept all of their, like, the worst of the worst. Like, this is where they kept the dinosaurs they couldn't, bring to the island. Like, these are the ones they couldn't bring to Nublar. So, basically, one of those things is being the D-Rex, and the D-Rex is is this mutant dinosaur, which makes a lot of sense, because if InGen and Hammond were really making dinosaurs at the start on this island, it would stand to reason that they probably made some oopsies along the way. They probably made some, oopsie doodles here and there. So that is the first thing I was, like, a little more okay with, because, again, if this is where they were actually starting to make dinosaurs, it would stand to reason that this would be there would be some oopsies along the way. But having said that, the big question is, why'd you let it grow so much? Like, why didn't you just, kill it before, why didn't you kill it when it was born? Because obviously it was meant to be like a T-Rex, but the genome, this prototype dinosaur didn't, come out right. So why didn't they kill it? It could be, though, you could make the argument, though, on the other side of that sometimes you learn from your, it goes back to the old thing of, you learn from your mistakes. So it could be that the D-Rex was born, and InGen was, Hammond and Wu and other heads of InGen were like, hey, wait, don't kill it, we can learn from the mistakes and improve on our next batch of dinosaurs. That happens a lot in science, actually, where people study, hands-on study mistakes and, learn where they went wrong from that. So that could be the reason why they didn't kill this project, why didn't they kill the D-Rex sooner? That could, that's easily a good explanation. Now, is that the case in the movie? I don't know. The movie, as of this recording, the movie's not out yet, so I couldn't really fucking tell you. What I can say, though, is that that's, if that is the case, that they left the D-Rex alive for that reason, I would be totally fine with that justification of, why didn't you kill it? Because, and then it's oh no, we had to study and learn from our mistakes, so we could actually make Rexy and the other dinosaurs. Yeah. Also, the design of this mutant is actually pretty solid. I like how it actually feels something unnatural. It isn't like with the Indominus or the Indoraptor, where they're hybrids, but they look too much like their original genome. They look too much they just look too much like the original genome of it's just a bigger T-Rex or just a bigger raptor. So with some cool tricks here and there. So so I like that the D-Rex actually feels like it has a fucking character to it. That's what I really give it, is that the D-Rex actually feels like something created unnaturally. And it's just wrong. You look at it and it goes, everything about that feels wrong, and I don't want to, this thing should not exist anymore. That's what I think I appreciate as well. I also appreciate that this thing actually feels like a, this thing does actually yeah. I like the aesthetic of the monster. It really clearly shows that they got inspiration from the T-Rex, the Rancor from Star Wars, and the Xenomorph. And when I heard that, I was like, well, I bet it doesn't look like that. And I'm like, oh, I can clearly see the inspiration of Rancor in the face and the hands, and the Xenomorph clearly. So I like that. Another thing, and this is just more of a me thing, is that the D-Rex actually feels like it could be Gareth Edwards and the creative team making a reference to a unproduced cartoon series from Jurassic Park called Chaos Theory. That was a toy line that had all these hybrid dinosaurs. And among the concepts for this unmade cartoon that was supposed to go along with the toy line is a creature called the Doomsday Rex, the D-Rex. So there's a part of me that's like thinking that has to be a reference. This D-Rex has to be a reference to this animal. This creature has to feel like this has to be like a straight up reference to the D-Rex from the cartoon, from the unmade cartoon. It doesn't look like the D-Rex, the Doomsday Rex from the unmade cartoon. From if you can go online and look for the concept arts for the Doomsday Rex, but that had to have been like some sort of thought on the table of making it like that. Because why would you call it D-Rex? Would you call it why? That's the other thing I want to know is why do you call it the D-Rex? Again, that name hasn't been confirmed, but that's the rumored name for it. So if that's true, I want to know why you called it the D-Rex, like Diablosaurus Rex or Demon Rex, maybe even Doomsday Rex. I don't know. Anyway, so you guys tell me in the comments below, what do you guys think of the D-Rex? Do you guys like it, hate it? Do you prefer the Indo and Indominus more than the D-Rex? Just comment below, let me know. Other than that, hope you all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.